So what's the most important thing for adding fractions? Yes.
Oh, you need a common denominator.
Yes, you do. So there you go. Addition rule. Okay, you have a over c plus b over c. You know, since this one, they both have common denominators, right? You're good. So you just have to add the numerators together, right? What about the denominators? Do I add the denominators too? No, then that's wrong. Okay, you don't add the denominators when you have common denominators. What about subtracting fractions? Well, same way. If I have a over c minus b over c, first of all, do you think you should change it to addition first? Yeah, what does that become when you change it to addition? Hold on. Let me yeah. There you go. So a over c minus b over c. Okay. Let's change it to addition. How do we do that? Judy? That's right. I actually used the -1, b over c. Is that okay? You're right. So then, of course, this simply becomes a minus b over c, right, guys? So I want you to use the same method. Change it to addition. Okay, whenever you have subtraction, it just makes it a lot easier, especially when things gets a little bit complicated and so forth, right? Keeping things as an addition helps you, right, from making silly mistakes. All right. So knowing these two rules, okay, we're gonna go over the next section now. Any question? All right. We'll get there in a minute. Yeah, if you don't have a common denominator, what happens? Well, guess what? No, you have to. Yeah, we'll get there in a minute. So, okay, so here, this one, you do have a common denominator, so you don't have to worry about that for now. But we have a subtraction in the middle, so somebody tell me how to change this to an addition. Talene, can you help me out?
You have to do plus negative 5t plus 4.
Right, so you did that in your head. Yeah, some of you could do this in your head quickly without making many mistakes, but I make mistakes. So can you help me out? Like, what would I write without?
So you do plus negative and parentheses 5.
Good. Parentheses. Guys, where does that parentheses come from?
Changing the
Well, kind of. You guys remember? No. Changing the negative subtraction into addition, that doesn't give you the parentheses. But that parentheses really is there because remember, fraction bar was really a what? Fraction bar is one of the grouping symbol, right? It groups the numerator and the denominators together. You guys remember this? Long time ago? Yeah. So yeah, because you have a fraction bar, it's really, that whole thing is grouped. So when you change this to addition, it's -1 times that whole thing. If I forget about this parentheses, would I be right? No, right? I'd be wrong. Okay, so somebody tell me what to write next. So knowing the rules now, well, let's distribute this. When I distribute this, I get 5t. Is it plus 4 or minus 4? Plus 4, right, Andrew? Plus 4. Oops, I have it right here. And of course, it's all over 8 because we have a common denominator of 8, right? Everybody go ahead and finish it up now. Tell me what you get. I'll wait. Okay, so Harrison, what'd you get? So tell me what to write next. So after I distribute that -1, what do I get? 6t minus 1 plus?
No, -1. No, -5t
Plus 4 over?
8.
Good. So of course when so did you all write down plus 4? Okay. If you forget that parentheses, around 5t minus 4, you get it wrong. Thomas, what's my answer? I need to simplify the numerator now. We have like terms, right? 6t and -5t.
Oh, it's
so
t plus 3.
You got it. Over?
Over 8.
How many people got t plus 3 over 8? Raise your hand. Any question?
Well, that's what I thought. I thought I heard that.
Oh, okay. So that's how we do. May I go into example 2 now?
Yeah.
Okay. Before I do example 2, let me ask you something. Is it okay if I have a negative on the denominator of 1 over -2? Is it okay to multiply top and bottom of this fraction by -1? Is it okay to do that? Yeah. And what do I get if I do this? What happens to the negative sign? The thing that was on the bottom now goes on top, right? So that's what's really going on, right? They're equivalent. 1 over -2 is same as -1 over 2. The reason why is because you're really multiplying top and bottom by -1, right? Do you guys, right? You guys remember this? So keep that in mind as you do this second example. Here's example 2. I got 4y minus 2 over y minus 5 minus 3y plus 1 over 5 minus y. Okay? Write it down. So I have subtraction of two fractions again. I don't like subtraction because I keep making mistakes. So I want to write it as an addition. Somebody tell me how to do that first. Anyone? Yes, Elizabeth?
You have to multiply the 3y plus 1 over 5 minus y by negative.
Right. So let's just do this step by step. Let's change this to subtraction to addition. And then you write what? Negative 1 times
Times the
that 3y plus 1. Do we need the parentheses around it? Yes, we do. Okay. So are we good there, guys? Yes? Oh, look at the denominator. How come it was 5 minus y? Why did I write this as negative y plus 5? Talene?
Because you turn the minus in, because you want to have the same denominator.
Yeah, because I want the denominators to be common. And so what have I just done here? As I rewrote the 5 minus y as negative y plus 5. I have rewritten this as a. What have I done here? I just rewrote this as a. In which form? Yeah, standard form, right? Why do I want to do this? Yes.
Then you can do the distributive property backwards.
Yeah, in other words, I'm looking at these two denominators and go, okay, I need them to be common denominators, right? Well, let me first try to put them in standard form so they look kind of similar. And if, as you can see, this time, I have positive y, the other one had negative y. This is plus negative 5, right? This is plus positive 5. They're what, Owen? Kind of. They're totally what? They're not called reciprocal. They're yes. They're opposite of each other, aren't they? Y minus 5 is totally is opposite of y minus 5 is negative y plus 5. When that happens, that's kind of nice because we have learned this trick. What can we do here, Tony? Can you put the book away? I can factor out a negative 1. That's what a lot of you guys are saying, right? Do the distributive property backwards. Okay, you can factor out a negative 1 from the denominator. Why? Because once you do that, nice thing happens, right? All of a sudden, negative y plus 5 becomes y minus 5, which is really good because we have that same denominator on the other side. Isn't that right? Is there a way to get rid of that negative 1 on the denominator, by the way? Because I don't want that negative 1 on the denominator. Chansu? Yeah, multiply both the numerator and the denominator by negative 1, right? Does that make sense? So, if I could do that, doesn't it just simply become this way? Right? 3y plus 1 over y minus 5. Do you see that? Any question?
I keep doing the right thing and then I think we're on the right step and I did it wrong. But on the next step, I did it right.
Oh, okay. You're a step ahead. And just slow down a little bit, okay? Then, okay, Shirak, then what do I do? No, we're adding fractions now. We have a common denominator. What do?
We add?
Yeah, we had. Tell me what to write.
Okay. So 4y minus 2
Yep.
minus 3y
Minus 3y?
plus 3y.
No, tell me. We're adding two fractions here, Shirak. We just add the two numerators together, don't I? So I get 4y minus 2 plus what?
Plus 3y plus 1.
Yeah, that's it. You just add the two denominators, right? Because basically we have, right, sum of the two fractions. Elizabeth, did you have a question?
Yeah, for the top one.
Yeah.
From the beginning, like, couldn't you just multiply the whole entire thing by negative 1 or only the numerator?
What do you mean?
Like the denominator and the numerator. Can you do that? Like multiply the whole
In the very beginning? Yeah, you could have if you wanted. But yeah, you could have. You get the same result. Yeah. Okay, then what's the answer? Andrew, what'd you get?
For like the next step.
Yeah, well, that's the answer. next step. Yeah. So.
I got 7y.
Hmm.
7y minus negative or plus negative 1. So
Yeah.
minus 1.
Uh huh.
7y minus 1 over y over 5.
That's right. How many people got 7y minus 1 over y minus 5? Any question? Audrey? Any question? You good? Lindsay? Can you guys do something like this on your own then? Okay, why don't you try this one yourself then? If you got this, okay, try this. There you go. Go ahead. Everybody try example 3 yourself. This one's a bit simpler than the other one, but kind of similar. Go ahead, everybody try. Okay, a lot of you got the right answer, 3 over a minus b. Okay, let's see how we do that. So, the first fraction is good. The second one, look, b minus a, that's not in standard form, is it? So let's just rewrite that as a standard form. Did you all do negative a plus b? Okay, but we don't like that one because the other one, they don't look the same. And normally we don't want that coefficient, right, leading coefficient to be negative. So to get rid of that negative, we could factor out a negative 1 from it. And as you can see, they're totally opposite of each other, right? You got positive a, negative b, positive b. So when I factor out a negative 1, and of course, because I want to get rid of that negative 1 or move it up to the numerator, right? Multiply top and bottom by negative 1. Is that okay? Yes? So did you all get 4 over a minus b plus negative 1 over a minus b? Yes? Okay, that's important, right? You get negative 1, don't you? You can't just factor out a negative 1 and just kind of get rid of it, right? It just doesn't go away. You got to do something to it. You got to multiply top and bottom by negative 1. Okay, so therefore you get 4 plus negative 1 over a minus b, you get 3 over a minus b. Are we good? May I move on to example 3? Example 3 is similar, except it's got a little bit more stuff to it. It's not too bad. Huh? Oh, is it example 4? Thank you. So let's go to example 4. Okay, go ahead and take a look at example 4. How is this one different than all the other examples that we've been doing so far? This is what some of you guys asked in the very beginning. Yes? Yeah, we don't have a common denominator anymore. Whereas the other one, the denominators were opposite of each other and so forth. Okay, so, well, before I do anything though, I want to write it into addition. Is that okay? Can somebody help me to rewrite this as an addition? John?
M over 3 plus 6m plus 3 over 12.
M over 3 plus 6m plus 3 over 12? So you just change the subtraction into addition, that's it? You can't do that. You know, like 2 minus 3 isn't 2 plus 3, is it? That's what you're doing here. John, when you change this, by the definition of subtraction, when you rewrite this subtraction as addition, what does that become? It becomes plus. What is 2 minus 3 equal to as an addition? 2. Yeah, so you have to put negative 1 there, remember? You can't just, right? You can't just change the subtraction to addition without doing anything else. This doesn't make any sense. Are we good there, guys? Then, Aaron, tell me what to write next. Oh, I'm sorry, Aaron. So we got 3 and 12. We don't have a common denominator. Guess what we're going to do? Yeah, find the LCD. What's the LCD of 3 and 12? I think this, you could do this in your head. 12. So this one is already 12. You don't have to do anything, right, to the second fraction. First fraction. What can I do to the first fraction so that I get 12 as my denominator? Yes, Lara. Yeah, we multiply the numerator by 4 and also the denominator by 4, right? So you get 4m, right? You get 4m over 12 plus negative 1 times 6m plus 3. Is that parentheses important, guys, around the negative 1? Yes, because you're subtracting the whole numerator, right? So you got to distribute this. Caroline, tell me what to write.
Like what I got.
Yeah, what's my next step here?
4m minus 6m minus 3.
Good.
12.
All over 12 is correct. So when you distribute the negative 1, you get 4m minus 6m minus 3. Right, guys? What's my answer? Audrey? You got it. Okay. Did anybody put the negative in the middle here somewhere? And then write positive 2m plus 3? Is that okay? Are they same? Yeah, same thing. It's like factoring out a negative 1 from the numerator, right? And putting it in the middle. Okay, any question?